Let's look at where Sydney property is falling. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your hashtag not sponsored cheap coffee, and we're going to have a look at where Sydney prices are falling. And once again, we're on the website Spacious, and someone asked me where to find it. You can see the link up here. It's spachus.com, and you can find all of this information updated quite often, and it seems it's a good website to give us a feel for the change in listing prices. And you can see here on the little key, a grey circle means no change, a green is an increase, a light red is an increase of less than 10%, a decrease of less than 10%, a 10 to 20% decrease is a dark red, and black, which is the one that will provide the most schadenfreude, is a decrease greater than 20%. Now, we've been talking about property prices on the channel for quite some time, and we've been looking at, the dashboard feature here of this website with the most drastic changes, the biggest falls, the biggest increases. So I thought we'd have a look at where property is falling here in Sydney. Is there any area in particular where listings seem to be bleeding their value or their perceived value? And where are they going up? Now, if we have a look here along the east coast here, we can see, okay, we've got mostly grey and green, only a few red here. Let's check. Here we go. We've got some at, where are we looking at here? What, the Grumpy Bakery? Near the Grumpy Bakery. What suburb is it? Where can we see it? South Coogee. We can see, okay, more info on domain. We'll open it on new tab. So here we have 57 Duncan, and this has gone down by 13.5%, so between 10 and 20%. And if we have a look here, they're asking, it's not telling us, they're saying here, from 3.8 million to 3.3, so $500,000 cut, 184 days being listed. That's a big chunk. This stuff isn't moving as fast as it once was. The previous crazy times aren't there. And I mean, this is a big house. Look at the ground floor here. You've got, lower ground, you've got a single garage. How do you get up? Through up here. Do you? Yep. And you've got the ground floor here with a bedroom, sunroom, living, bath, shotgun plan. What an odd little plan, hey? Let's check it out. It's an odd one, this one. You're all over the place, aren't you, here with these levels? And you're not going to be able to play backyard cricket or anything with the kids here. I guess this is Sydney luxury, because you'll be out here. You'll be on the beach all the time, because how far away are you guys? Look at that, you're within walking distance. So we can see here going down. Here's another one down 10%, a little unit down, $1 million to $900,000. But then here we've got another one up 20%, guys. Another one here, up 5%. So another one here, up 5%. So definitely a lot more going up or a lot more flat. How long has this one been on the market? So 107 days. How about here? 233 days. So someone doesn't need to sell. What can we get right here? What's this one here? An apartment unit. Let's check this one. 1.9 million listed for 240 days. And you know what? I'll go to the dashboard for Sydney. We'll open that here. So here we have it sold on 2022. I've looked at the floor plan. I mean, there you go. It's one bedroom, very long. A study. I bet you someone's going to rent that out for another bedroom. Oh no, it's two. It's two. Beautiful views. Cold beach, but not a bad place. You do have a nice little outdoor area. Yeah, lovely. Lovely, guys. Yeah, I could do that. I'd enjoy that. If we have a look here, you can see the average days on market is 190 days. So let's zoom a bit more out. Let's try and see if we can find how the western suburbs are going there. Because we're starting to see, I mean, there's still a bit more green, a little bit more red here. We're starting to see some black up here. Got a few blacks here. What do we got? Rockdale. What about the triangular fail? What about around Mascot? Yeah, a lot of grey, a lot of stuff just sitting on there. Listed for 4 days. So it's from 590 to 620,000. Here's another one listed for 148 days, 650,000 for an apartment. Here we go. We've got some above the Woolies at Mascot. So here's an apartment down 10. Okay, it's down 10%. It's listed for 302 days. That's insane. Is this an old listing? We have a look here. Okay. What do we got here? I mean, okay, sure, it's a nice apartment, but it's been listed for a bloody long time. You would not want to be able to depend on that sale. I mean, this is the thing where we've got all these core logic things with a 1-day index checking the property prices up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, you invest in one of these things, you hope that the property will shoot to the moon, because that's apparently the Australian way. Particularly the apartments people are investing in. You've got to remember, you're competing with everyone else in all of these other all of the other apartment owners every time you need to get a rental, every time you need to sell it. You're sitting on it for 300 days. What if you needed that cash quick? That's when prices start to fall. So obviously they don't need the money quick. They want their $1.2 million. But compare that to a real estate investment trust or an ETF. You invest in one of those, you can liquidate it on the market, well, a lot of the time instantly. You may be waiting 5 minutes, or maybe you just know exactly what it's worth on the market, because there's an offer already waiting there for you. The liquidity is so different. You can't. Well, the trick is you can't. The average punter can't leverage as much. The bank won't lend you $1 million to buy REIT shares as readily as they will for property. So that's why all the Aussies just go to property. Then you've got negative gearing and all of these other issues. But does it really add up as much as people hope? And the further we go out here, we're seeing more and more red, guys. Let's have a look here at Rockdale. Here we go. We're seeing a lot of red here. Here we go. We got a black one. Down 21%, listed for 80 days. Okay, a house, a 3-bed house. Listed for 80 days, sold at auction 1.3, and it was 1.4. Okay, so they got within the range just at the top. So it's not one of these sold for $5 million above the auction. We have a look here. So did they cut it just to get it to interest? Isn't that what they do? So a 3-bed living. I mean, this is just a spec home. Standard design. There's nothing innovative there. You've got a garage right at the back, which I guess is good. It keeps it away from the street, but conveniently you're going to be parking there. Yeah, I mean, not bad. A nice little suburban area. I mean, you're driving past that. Would you think that's worth $1 million? Or $1.5 million nearly? No, you can't. You wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't. At least it's brick. It's not going to have flammable cladding like all the buildings in Victoria are having. And it's old. Is that a double brick? Looks like it. What do they have in there? They're ventilating the cavity. Nice. So there you go, guys. So let's see. I mean, you're not that... Well, you still are a fair bit out from Sydney. Let's have a look at the north side. There we go. Much more green. Here we've got a fair bit of red here at Neutral Bay. Looks like the units are all slashed. Yeah, 4%, 1.35, 5%, 331 days on the market. 550 for a... No. 550 for a studio. 43 meters. $500,000. $500,000, guys. I mean, this is Sydney. This is Sydney. Everyone, this is what you get for $500,000 in Sydney, guys. Okay? $500,000. you could get a nice house for that still in Queensland. You get a yard, area to play in. But I guess, you're not in Sydney. There you go. Oh, boy. $500,000. What about here? Down 10%. An apartment, 1 bed, 1 bath, 1 car. Let's check the floor plan. I mean, wouldn't you rather this? What are they asking for? $495. You're not that far away from the last one we looked at. But at least you have... No. Oh. You got a separate wall for the kitchen, I guess, and a little tiny balcony. These things are tiny. I guess it's all you need, guys. As a starter. So let's check out at the western suburbs, guys, past the Red Rooster line. We'll have a look here at Ugonna. We can see a lot of red here. We got some, deep red, no blacks, as in greater than 20% decreases. Here we've got another flat down 10%. $385,000. What are you getting here? So for $380,000, you're getting a 2-bed. I mean, we're talking a different area. That's why it's a different price. But you take, 2-bedroom, a bathroom, a laundry, a kitchen, dining with a nice veranda. How new is the build? Okay. Now, you may look at that thinking, oh, that's shitty and old, Florian. I wouldn't want to live in that. But you're going to be able to identify a lot of the issues in this building. There'll be a lot of records with the body corporate, hopefully. You'll get underneath in the basement looking for any concrete cancer. You want to look for leaking damage in the roof. And you're going to be less risk of flammable cladding. There may be asbestos somewhere in the building if it's old enough. But if you're not disturbing it, you don't need to worry about it. It's not going to be an issue. The only issue is if people are there sanding it, working it, or you've got construction work, or if you need to tear it out. That could be a problem. But if it's like concealed somewhere in like a plant room, it should be okay. But of course you want to get a proper defects inspection done. We look and we see any cracking under there. No patching, nothing. Doesn't look like there's any cracking or damage. The weathering doesn't look too bad. Have a look under here. I remember we looked at one and there was all this damage on one of the balconies. That's kind of what you want to look at. See, because look at here. If you're sitting here and you do the whole ice cream container with a cigarette, you put it in there, it catches on fire, what's it going to burn? The biggest risk is if a curtain blows out, catches on fire, it'll come up there. Now, what can the fire do? What is this? This is just the underside of the concrete slab, I'm assuming. So that should be okay. There's nothing flammable there. What's this? I'm assuming that's just painted concrete. If that's just painted concrete, that should be okay. The biggest risk is, you put something here, fire comes and goes in around, gets blown into the neighbor. So really you kind of want a little bit more of a separation to mitigate that risk. But with some of these new ones, you have the flammable cladding that's put up the building from one floor to the other. And the problem is, as architects, we can only design based on the information we're provided. So when we get information from different suppliers, we have to trust that because we're not scientists. We can't test this stuff. I mean, okay, you can take a blowtorch and burn it in your office. And okay, you will do that just for fun to see. But you need to depend on the paperwork. What the paperwork says, that's the material properties of it. So if it passes the Australian standard with regards to flammable cladding, that's the thing. So there you go, guys. I mean, I guess the issue with this is the area that you're living in. So there are some advantages to the older buildings as opposed to the newer ones. Hopefully a lot of the issues have been identified. So yeah, I mean, here you go, guys. Western units down 8%. Down 4.12%. So people are cutting their list prices. And I mean, the thing is that just the trick to get attention? I mean, it's Bankstown if you want to live there, guys. But, that's a working class area, immigrant area. But you can see all of these units cut 10%, 3.9%, 10%, 3.8%, 2%, 10%, 6%, 5%, 5.2%, 4%, 5.6, 6.4%. So you can see here, and even further out we go, you know, Granville, so much stuff cutting there, 8%. Here you've got another one, 2.7. Another one here, 5.26. You've got one at 22.3%. Okay, so a 5-bed house from $1 million down to 800,000, listed for 205 days. Let's have a look what we get here for 800 grand, guys. So you reckon it's worth $1 million? You got what? You built underneath. What are they separated here? So it's really a townhouse. That's it. That's all they're showing us for nearly $1 million. That's what they wanted. That's the package they put together for $1 million. No wonder they're not getting any bites. You need to get better real estate agents putting your kit together, guys. What do we have up here at North Para? Got a few down 3%. So small stuff, not really taking a big cut. Seems pretty quiet. So yeah, Bankstown and Maryland's is in the red. Bankstown's in the red. What do we have here? Where are we looking at here? Yeah. Lidcombe is in the red. Yeah, so you can see in the west, definitely southwest, you know, and the red rooster line areas, there's a lot of red, a lot of cutting. Apartments, always cutting. A lot of the stuff that's flat, you know, it hasn't been on the market for as long. Once they hit 200 days, 300 days, maybe they might. And there's still stuff that's going up, guys. But all the trendy stuff, not too much out here. So let's have a talk about this. So there we go, guys. I thought we'd have a look at Sydney and test a bit of the suburbs and the map features here. It's interesting to see where things move and to get a feel for what you get for your money, at least now in Sydney compared to other parts of the country. I mean, some of it looks real tired. Some of it looks real tired. It looks pretty shit, to be honest, compared to what you could get in Queensland. You know, even a crappy old Queensland, at least then you got a backyard and you can move around. But, hey, that's the way it is. That's housing affordability in Australia, guys. And with people, you know, one person was asking in a previous video, you know, when's the time to buy? You know, when to time the market? That's a difficult decision to make. You know, it's like timing the market for whenever you buy shares or crypto. I mean, how much of it is skill and how much of it is luck? I think you need to look at your personal financial situation and run some scenarios. Put the numbers in Excel and see what happens if interest rates do go up another 0.5%. You're stung with an 8% mortgage. You know, what can you make happen? You know, maybe buy a little less house and live a little less stress in your life. That's what I'd suggest. But then again, I also would suggest, you know, buy a fixer-upper, and here I am still struggling to fix her up. We did a concrete pour today. We got it. We've been ordering the concrete taxi. This is a brilliant business. Started in WA, and the third time we've had them out. And this, you know, we've had 3 different people come out. We had an Irish Australian guy, and this was 2 Eastern European. I think they were both Jewish guys. I know one was Ukrainian. Out of those 3, who do you think was the laziest? Which one do you think was the laziest? It was the Aussie. The Irish guy was a fan of the channel. He watches the channel. He's in construction. He worked bloody hard. The Ukrainian guy and the, I think, Bulgarian guy, they worked really hard and helped us out. The Aussie guy reminded me of people I know that, you know, just take it easy. Maybe he was a friendly Geordie watcher, hey? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this and which city you'd like us to go through next time. As always, thanks for watching. Check out Heise BIM and Heise Does for other content that I create. And if you're a fan of the channel and want to support us, you can financially on YouTube or Patreon using our referral links, buying our pocket squares, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.